Ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button immediately for me, all right? Because we have some breaking news this morning. Obviously, the main topic of today's video is should Brandon Beane be picking up the phone and calling on these various wide receivers? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. However, will he do it? I'm going to be a negative Nancy here, and I'm going to say no, he's probably not going to, at least not the names that we're thinking. And then obviously we need to discuss Robert Saleh being recently let go from the New York Jets. And let me tell you what, I heard that this story was absolutely diabolical. Okay. I heard that he showed up to work this morning as if nothing was different. And then Woody Johnson was in his office and he was just like, I have no idea what you're doing here, son. You're out. So now they have Ulbrich, their defensive coordinator, who is taking over for the New York Jets. And obviously, I'm not going to be unpacking this Jets matchup too much because I haven't really done a lot of research as far as the advanced metrics, as far as the advanced numbers. However, as I'm going to continue to be a negative Nancy, which I feel most Jets fans are as well. So I think the stadium is just going to be filled with a bunch of anxiety on both fan bases' sides. I pray to God that they don't get this new coach bump, right? Like they want to go out there and prove, oh man, like we're going to win this for Ulbrich, man. Like if Jeff Saturday can go out there as the interim Colts head coach and come out with a damn victory, if Antonio Pierce, who is public enemy number one over in Las Vegas, can go out and end up winning a damn football game, this is shitty. This is certainly shitty. This is not what we wanted. We didn't want them to get any sort of morality boost at the end of the day. However, a lot of things we need to discuss. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, folks. If you are live right now, or excuse me, if you are tuning in live to my stream right now, I am live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST. All right. That is weekly. That is on the jump. That's how these things work out. So do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications because we want 30,000 subscribers in a couple of weeks, folks. Out of 191 of you in here already between YouTube and X, I can almost guarantee you that at least 70 of you are not subscribed. So do me a favor, smash that subscription button and join the family because, hell, we have a lot to talk about today. But first, we want to go on ahead and we have to give a giant shout out to a couple of our sponsors this morning. And starting off is Pristine Auction. As many of you guys know, I have a full-size Keon Coleman signed helmet being mailed to me as we speak. All right. The second that it hits my front doorstep, I wanted to keep it because it's absolutely delicious, my friends. In fact, what I'll do is I'll go on ahead and I'll show you a picture of it, at least, of what they ended up sending. Let me pull up my email real fast. Okay, is what it is. I'll go ahead and I'll just post a picture on X a little bit later. But it's a nice full-size white helmet, Keon Coleman, etc. Pristine Auction sent it over to me. I wanted to keep it for myself. However, I'm going to give it away to one of you because I love you guys. I sincerely do. And all you need to do is simply just be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. And then you also need to make a free Pristine Auction account. All right, guys? In case you were unfamiliar with what Pristine Auction is, this is the go-to place for all of your signed memorabilia. All right. So for all of you that have your man caves, that have your offices, and you want to get into the collecting game, my friends, you're definitely going to want to check this out. All right. It's completely free to sign up for an account. And then if you win your first bid, like for example, we have a Thurman Thomas signed custom frame jersey starting at $2.10 right now for a bid. If you end up winning this with your bids, then what you can do is just use my code DMitch10 for $10 off. And if a lot of you guys weren't familiar, this is where I ended up receiving a lot of my things that I have in my background right now. Because back in the day, I had an absolute shit background. But thank God to Pristine Auction for hooking me up with this signed Thurman Thomas helmet. This is not a giveaway. This is mine. Back off. And then also, so I also have that signed frame Jim Kelly jersey on my back wall. And this is all thanks to Pristine Auction, guys. So if you want to have an opportunity of winning a signed full-size Keon Coleman helmet, do me a favor, be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, turn on bell notifications, and then also make yourself a Pristine Auction free account. Make it happen. I will be announcing the winner, I would say sometime next week leading up to the Tennessee Titans game. So do not be late to that, baby. I can almost tell you that. Next up, I got to get locked in. And then we're going to dive into a lot of these topics. I'm going to show some love to the chat. But obviously, I got to get locked in. And you know that your boy gets locked in every single time that I put in a Lucy. And say, for example, that you guys are not familiar with Lucy. This is 100% pure nicotine, folks, and it's tobacco free. It's not like that nicotine pouch company that's owned by Big Tobacco. It's like your heartwarming mom and pop shop full of pouches. Lucy Breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that could be broken and open to release extra flavor and hydration. Set yourself up for a subscription, folks. You know your boy already has a log of these bad boys coming every month, and deliver it straight to your front door. So let's level up our nicotine routine with Lucy. Just go to lucy.co and use promo code DAN, D-A-N, to get 20% off your first order. And they also offer free shipping and have a 30-day refund policy if it is not for you. All right. And then here comes the fine print. Obviously, with Lucy, products are only for adults of legal age. Do keep in mind, and every other order is age verified. Every order is age verified. This product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. As we go on ahead and we just show the website real fast. I have the link in my description in case you guys wanted to double check and check these things out. For all adults that are trying to level up their nicotine game, go on ahead and check out our good friends over at Lucy. Damn, boys. What a day of football. What a day of football, man. Let's go ahead and get into the chat. What's going on? JTL, Dan, there's no bigger honor to be a letter carrier for this great country and G. JTL, what is going on, man? Hope all is well. And oh man, look at that. I am trading Diggs was so stupid. Del Boy is coming on in and saying that. Here's the deal, man. Listen, I don't care about that particularly because, I mean, you saw how much he hated Josh Allen, bro. Like, you saw how much he hated Josh Allen. Did y'all see that clip of him giving him the side eye? Like, Diggs was looking at Josh Allen like an ex-girlfriend looks at an ex like after a couple of months after the dude ended up doing her dirty. All right. He was not good for the locker room. And I guarantee you that we would not be seeing the same Diggs that is over in Houston right now. He would be unhappy. And I think that it would make things a hell of a lot worse. Luckily, I do think that Brandon Beane is going to be at least making a couple of phone calls. However, okay. If y'all want to hear right now, my one receiver that I genuinely think is going to come to this Buffalo Bills team, that a lot of you guys are probably just going to be like, oh man, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy, man. He's not Devontae Adams. He's not Amari Cooper. I'm going to show you exactly who it is. Oh man. And I have a feeling that you guys are not going to like it. Now, listen, I would absolutely love to welcome Devontae Adams to this squad. This would certainly take us over the hill, or put us over the hill, rather. But this is 1,010% more of a Brandon Beane guy. And the guy is right here. This is the dude. This is the dude I ultimately think, if Brandon Beane makes a move for a wide receiver, I think this is going to be the guy. For a couple of reasons. He's cheap. He's still 28 years old. If you guys really wanted to take a look at some of his statistics, and we go down into his years, his final year, his last years with Ben Roethlisberger, he had 680 in 2019, 923 in 2020, and then 1,061 yards in 2021, which was Ben Roethlisberger's final year. So that's what we're looking at. As far as speed, let's go on ahead and check this out. 40-yard dash. Let me see what this guy got going on right there. He ran a 4.53, so he's not necessarily blazing fast by any stretch of the imagination. Let's go on ahead and also take and the Deontay Johnson route running. Let me see. Best routes, one-on-ones. Highlight as one of the NFL's top route runners. All right, so here's the thing, right? He's a solid route runner. That comes into it. And then last but not least, obviously, Deontay Johnson over the cap. So we can go on ahead and check out his overall cap situation as well. He signed a one-year deal, a $7 million base salary, $3 million roster bonus. Cap number was at $10 million already. So once you consider his base salary, $7 million divided by 18, let's go on ahead and see this. 7 million divided by 18. That's $388,000 per game. 7 million minus 388,000, minus 388,000, minus 388,000, minus 388,000, minus 388,000. That means that he only has $5 million left on his overall base salary for the remainder of the year, minus $388,000 each and every single game. He continues to play with the Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina Panthers are so desperate to rebuild. I wouldn't be surprised if they would take draft picks, one of which would probably even be a third-round pick, and eat the vast majority of the remaining base salary by itself. So as much as all of us would love to welcome Davante Adams to this team, unfortunately, folks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is 1,010% a Brandon Beane guy. This is a Brandon Beane guy. I think out of all receivers that could potentially come to this squad, the most likely is going to be Deontay Johnson. So that's going to have to be it. He's a solid route runner. Listen, he creates separation. So that's one thing. That's one thing that we can keep in mind right there. He's better than MVS. He's better than Curtis Samuel. He's better than so-and-so. But here's the deal, right? Like, as far as my thought process of what the likelihood is, that Brandon Beane is going to do absolutely anything. Number one most likely scenario, that Brandon Beane doesn't do a damn thing. He's holding that cap space close to his chest and hoping that this team just ends up putting it together. Say that we can, all right? Next likely scenario, Deontay Johnson. That's going to be the dude. Next likely scenario, it's Amari Cooper. He is also very cheap. But the problem is, folks, remember, with Amari Cooper, he leads the league in drops. He leads the league in drops right now as a wide receiver. So is that something that we truly want, right? Let's ask ourselves that question. He's having trouble holding on to the football. He genuinely does. And then I would say the least likely scenario is Davante Adams. Because let me tell you what, I genuinely believe where I stand right now that we are going to see Mr. Davante Adams go to the New Orleans Saints. I know he has no say of where he is traded. Maybe Joe Douglas is going to be absolutely desperate right now, right? Because he wants to save his job as well, since Robert Saleh just ended up getting canned. Does he end up sending over a lot so that his team can salvage? Or now maybe the Saints are offering even more, and maybe Davante Adams just like, you know what? I kind of don't want to go to a new team that's in an absolute cluster of a head coaching position. That's going to be it. We have a super chat coming in from Carl Thompson. Thank you so much. JA17 is in concussion protocol. Is it Mitch for Monday Night Football? Where did you see that? I definitely did not see that at all. Josh Allen slamming his head. Yeah, I don't believe that's correct information. I don't think that he is. Yeah, dude, he's not. Is not in concussion protocol. He was examined in the medical tent and cleared, obviously finished the game. Yeah, he is not in concussion protocol. Should he be? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. It certainly looked fishy. That's for damn sure. However, where it stands right now, according to reports, Josh Allen is playing. Why did we ever get Valdez-Scantling? It was because we were broke. We were broke, baby. That's precisely what it was, man. We were on a champagne diet with a Busch Light. Wait, no. We have champagne taste with a Busch Light diet, baby. That's exactly what it is. We couldn't afford anybody better than Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Now, listen. Thoughts? Let's go on ahead and talk this out right now. You have Carl Tommen is coming in. Let me see. Ian Rappaport. Let me see. What about Rap Sheet? Come on, Rap Sheet. Let me see this. Jeff Ulbrich, Saints, Derek Carr is questionable. Yeah, bro, I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. He's definitely not in the protocol. Yeah, not in the protocol, man. And Josh was clear And so I read that Josh Allen's lips when he hugged Diggs post game. And so I'm pretty confident that Josh told Diggs, love you. And then Diggs ended up going on ahead and he gave him that side eye. Why did you get MVS, you ask? It's because y'all want to be the Chiefs so bad and will try to acquire anyone who helped the Chiefs. Guys, meet Parrish. He is a Kansas City Chiefs diehard fan since 2019 from the great state of Utah, which is currently 1,000 miles away from the Kansas City city limits. He should be a Broncos fan, or he should be an LA Rams fan, or a Las Vegas Raiders fan. But it's Patrick Mahomes, man. Listen, it's the most exciting team to root for. Paris Jackson, diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan since 2019, based in Utah. All right, make that make sense. I don't know. Leo Ox, how you doing, man? Dan, what's up with Buffalo Joe? All right, Leo, let me tell you something about my boy Leo. Here's the deal, man. And I hate to be this dude, but I'm going to be that dude. All he was a great story. All he was a great story. That is exclusively what it was. All right. And the only reason he made this team was just because of the fact that Matt Milano was injured and he was on the IR and we needed somebody to fill his spot. That's exclusively what it was. He had a great, like, I'd say preseason performance, but I mean, really outside of the limited snaps that he's had so far, second that Matt Milano comes back, it's going to be crazy at the end of the day. I will take Romeo Doubs over Deontay Johnson. Dan, how do you feel about this possible move? I'm not necessarily sure about Romeo Doubs. Why would you want a guy that is not showing up to practice at Green Bay because he's pissed off at his utilization? Why would you want a guy ready to be traded over to this squad where our overall mentality is everybody eats, right? Like, that sort of sounds like the exact same issue that Green Bay is trying to utilize him with, and he's just not happy in general. I'm not good on Romeo Doubs. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I would rather Johnson. I would rather Deontay Johnson when it comes into it. MVS sleep at Wild Wings. He needs an Uber to the facility. Does he know the Chiefs' history? He ain't no fan. He's probably a former Pats fan. Dan, I need your ankle for this week. I'm shipping my ankle over to Khalil Shakir as we speak. But guys, listen, here's the good news. The good news here is that this Buffalo Bills team, of course, outside of Von Miller's suspension and all of the guys that are on IR, we are at a full bill of health on Monday Night Football. So we have Taron Johnson coming back. We have Khalil Shakir coming back. So hopefully we'll be in a pretty good spot. Dan, I need your ankle for this week. We want to be a wide receiver one. Everyone is eating our losses. I was so happy when Diggs did the dog walk in front of McDermott, the Red Furnace. Green Bay has actual good wide receivers. So here's my thing, right? So Red Furnace, I feel like you're a Buffalo Bills fan. Like, here's the deal, right? Like, here's my beef, like, with some Bills fans. Like, sometimes I feel like you guys are fans of specific players and you always take the player side. We should be fans of the organization. We should be fans of the team, of the emblem, protect the shield. If a player is no longer on this squad, I don't care about them, bro. I don't care about them. They are ancient history. I don't talk about it anymore. I protect the shield, baby. I am not a defender of any team that leaves this organization because they are no longer a part of the family. They are no longer going to war anymore for the emblem that we absolutely love. Baby. Listen, how it works out is that be a loyalist to the Buffalo Bills. If Josh Allen goes out there and keeps on throwing 30% completion percentage games for 6 to 7 games in a row, you damn well believe that I will turn on him faster than you guys have ever seen in your entire life. All right? I will. It's all about the shield. It's all about who is on the Buffalo Bills right now. I could care less about former players. I really do. It's how it is. Okay, we have Shakir and Keon are good, and all others were meh at best. I care about them doing good, but when they are playing against us, it is war, Del Boy. And I won't be concerned if we beat the Jets 4-2. Isn't a bad record. 3-3, however, a different discussion must begin. Here's the deal. First off, us starting 3-0 is crazy. It's us starting 3-0 was solid insurance. It really, really was. Because how about we take a look at our schedule, right? And I really want this Jets win. I sincerely want this Jets win. So then we have the Titans, so the Seahawks, and the Dolphins. Say, for example, that we can win these next four or even go 3-1. I'm going to be feeling pretty damn good, right? 6-3 walking into Indy or 7-3 walking into Kansas City. That's a pretty solid situation. Right now, all that matters is this divisional win. I want to make sure that everybody gets this into their head that we can look forward right into the playoffs so we can say, oh my God, listen, man, like we're never going to win a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter because that is such a loser mentality. It is such a loser mentality. And I really, really hope that you guys don't incorporate that into your personal lives, right? Like, I hope that you don't, stop yourself from trying something because, so you're saying, oh man, and so I'm never going to make it big at this. So why even try? That is such a loser mentality. And I don't think this Buffalo Bills team has that. Don't be that dude, right? Like, I wouldn't have started social media. Like, say, for example, I was like, oh man, like, and so I'll never be the most famous NFL creator on the internet. Like, why the hell, like, would I not stop something because I'm looking so far ahead into the future by itself? I don't think this team is doing that at all. Bills versus Jets is gearing up to be chaos. Buffalo yet beaten a top team. What happened if the Jets win? So they're 2-3. So say that narrative is factual, then we should walk over the Jets. Our wide receivers are going to get zero separation against the Jets cornerbacks. Big Rob, Shakir will. We have Allen is a problem. Go watch Mahomes play and see how cool and calm he is under pressure and clutch moments. Sadly, Allen has happy feet and makes bad decisions in big moments. You have Jorge De La Rua. Oh my God, man. Listen, Bills Mafia is absolutely hurt right now, and it's killing me. It's killing me, man. I need this team. I need this team to really make you guys happy again. I really need this team and to bring you up from the dumpster. All right. And I feel like a lot of us in here are acting like we expected the Buffalo Bills to go 17-0 and go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. It's a long season. It is a long season, folks. And I want to remind everybody that everybody in the chat that's complaining right now was hanging up the towel when the Buffalo Bills went 6-6. So there's a couple of different things of how we can look at this, right? Like, we can look at it from this perspective. So number one, so we do go out and say we do bring in another wide receiver, which I really don't think is going to fix much. And then number two, this team is still a very new team, right? Like, we have lost so many different pieces, and it's going to take a little bit of time for us to end up hitting our stride and gain that final chemistry like we ended up doing last year. So me personally, yes, I am super upset. I am super, super upset with how this team has played for the past 2 weeks. I really am. All right. But I'm not going to be that guy that's going to sit there and scream and say, oh my God, we got to fire everybody. Like, we're going to win 6 games this year, because I think that's absolutely silly. If, for example, we drop like one to the Jets and we drop right to the Titans and we drop to the Seahawks and we drop to the Dolphins, like 4 in a row, and like we just go on an absolute stinker, absolutely 110%, I will be joining you right now. But I honestly think that a lot of you are overreacting. Dan, how dare you be optimistic? I'm always optimistic. I'm always optimistic. Smile, man. Come on, baby. And the Chiefs have a real coaching staff, and Allen has never looked that bad, so only places to go up. And I don't think that Bean does anything. And so need that second for a project player. This season is a wash. And so I would rather hit this lull week 5 than week 15. Absolutely. Dan HC, you're right. Looking at it from a realistic standpoint, so we had to get younger, but also knew that would possibly make us go through growing pains, couldn't fully invest in some positions. I mean, guys, listen, man, we ended up making some issues. So we ended up making some issues and had that, but I don't know. I don't know, man. So will you be on the AFC South Roundtable talk today? Swarm. We have I Must Panda Lean. I am no longer the host of that show. I'm not avoiding it. But I am no longer the host of that show. Dan Mitchell, great show, but disagree. We need 2 wide receivers. God bless. John, thank you so much, man. But here's the issue. We're broke, man. Bro, we are broke. We are broke, baby. Oh, man. And we don't have a GM that's financially irresponsible, or we don't have a GM that's going to pull the trigger on something like that, right? It's just how it is. So there's a lot of things we need. There's a lot of things that we need on this organization, right? Starting with an offensive minded head coach, to be completely honest with you. But we're broke. We can't do anything, baby. We got to figure it out. We have to figure it out. It is what it is. This team is sick of McDermott. Oh, damn it. I wanted to chat. When can we unload Von Miller's cap hit? Next year, I believe we have the out. And the Bengals are not trading Higgins to us. And first off, with T. Higgins is literally the exact same player as Keon Coleman as far as skill set is concerned. He's not a guy that creates separation. He wins by body control and he wins by physicality. If we go for anybody, we are looking for a route running technician, and Higgins is not that guy. He is literally the same kind of receiver as Keon Coleman. And so a dude that's a massive target, has great physical ability, and so is a 50-50 ball guy. If we're trying to address a separation king, he's not that dude. He is not that dude. I do think that Cincinnati will trade Higgins, but I don't see this Bills team being a part of the conversation. You have Hunter Renfrow, Nicky G. Here's the problem. He is the exact same receiver as Khalil Shakir, right? He's a slot guy. And he's solid when it comes into it. So, I highly doubt that Bean is going to want to spend draft capital on somebody that would be second in the depth chart to who we already have. How I look at this wide receiver room, and that's if that Brandon Bean does make the move. If Bean makes the move, what he's going to want to do is replace Mac Hollins on the outside. That is exclusively what it is. He wants to have somebody not named Mac Hollins start as the perimeter wide receiver for this team. That's precisely what it is. So with Shakir is hurt, though, he's back on Monday. And so Hunter Renfrow is a free agent. What about George Pickens? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hold on, what did Bean say? If Bean does not make a move this season, is a wrap. If Keenan Allen an option and Debo is barely being used too, don't know how realistic that is. So I'll be completely honest with you guys. Listen, I feel like all of us have Don Perignon taste, right? We are used to enjoying the finer things in life, right over in Buffalo, right? Having a little bit of money, bringing in players like Von Miller and bringing in players like Stephon Diggs. We are basically a rich family that lost it all, right? But the kids still think that they can go to lunch at Ruth's Chris Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But in reality, all mom and dad can afford is a Happy Meal, all right? Split a Big Mac meal or something like that. Yeah. That's where we're at right now, baby. We have that high-class taste. Mom and dad, we want to go to Ruth's Chris tonight, but they don't have the heart to tell the kids that they lost all their money, and all they can damn afford is a $5 footlong to split among the family for Friday night over at Subway. That's where we're at right now, folks. We're absolutely broke. We are absolutely broke, folks, unfortunately. So we do need to take at least 2 deep shots a game and to back defense up and not crushing down our line. And there is no speed in the wide receiver, neither or the running back on that team. Schitt's Creek, absolutely. Just watch Schitt's Creek, and that is exactly how Bills fans are right now. Listen, man, we have some expensive taste. We just can't fucking afford it, baby. That's what it is. Trade for Keenan Allen and Josh Allen. Can't do it, guys. Again, listen, I understand we grew up rich, but mom and dad lost our money. All right. Mom and dad lost the money, folks. I'm sorry. We can't afford these nice things anymore. It's true, Katie. It's true. We are all spoiled rich kids that grew up loving a taste for the finer things in life, but we can't afford shit. All right. Last Christmas, mom and dad bought us a PS5, all right? But right now, all we can do is a shopping spree at the Dollar Tree this year, baby. That's where we're at. We're broke now, folks. We can't do all these nice things. Haram. And Bills are just holding out, not showing any tape. LOL. That's the damn spirit that I need. That's the spirit that I need. Knox 3 catches for 30 yards. What's happening? Dude makes $13 million. I'm fine with moving on from Knox. Bro, we're so spoiled. Why the hell are we paying Tyler Bass and Von Miller that much money? I don't know. Allen isn't in concussion protocol. He is not. So we all knew that this could be a down year, but win the division and go from there. Yes, most definitely. And so respect the Dollar Tree. Respect the Dollar Tree, man. Listen. Absolutely, baby. Mommy needs a new job. Mommy needs a new job. She does. She does, man. Listen, but I mean, right now it's tough. So Bean won't trade for anyone. Has Knox regressed, or is it the game plan? I think it might just be the game plan. What's up, Dan? So everyone is eating, but they're starving. And the issue is Josh can throw when pressured. This has not changed. And the most frustrating thing is that we have seen the Bills operate at a high level on offense, and the Jacks game was Josh Allen at his finest. See, the problem is that dude has a broken hand, right? Like, dude has a broken hand, and he's basically been holding back. And so if anyone's trying to tell you that he's not holding back because of his broken hand, I really don't know what to tell you. Like, just look at his face. Like, look at the camera pan to him on a regular basis. Like, he looks completely out, and he looks scared. And I'll tell you why he looks scared, because he's terrified that he's going to mess up his hand again. He's playing scared, and I can only hope that his hand heals somehow and he comes out and he becomes Josh Allen. The most important football, folks, is November and December football. So let's get through this Jets game. Let's come out with a gritty win. We have to win on the road. We absolutely have to win on the road. So we've had a good running back and a quarterback. Absolutely. Still no interceptions. There's that. Honestly, I'd be fine with a couple of interceptions if it meant that we ended up winning one of those games. And the people who say that Allen is in protocol, and so Allen is strong and he will play with one arm and one leg. Worst case scenario, we go 9-8 and another early playoff exit, same old, stuck in limbo. Have you seen the plays Allen makes? What are some of you watching? So remember the useless trade for a safety we made at the deadline last season? So we didn't trade for a safety. We traded for Rasul Douglas, our cornerback, who is a very good corner, a very, very good corner. And so our screen game is gross. We have never had a screen game. And so another thing with that team, we don't even know where Allen stands health-wise. It's a mystery. All right, guys, Jets easy win, and they're going through a reset change. Adams or Amari Cooper? We need a true one. Force MGM. We just don't got the money, baby. Cooper or Adams? Don't got the money. AFC East is doomed. It's Bills division. How real? Okay, how real? So would you think that? So the yes. All right, listen. When it comes into that receiver, right? It's going to have to be Mr. Deontay Johnson. That is the most realistic wide receiver that we could pull in, folks. I hate to be that guy. And I know you guys are upset because we got a PS5 for Christmas, but we can't afford a PS5 anymore, baby. All we can afford is Deontay Johnson, all right? And you're going to like it. It's going to be Deontay Johnson, and you're going to like it, folks, all right? Just wait until mommy gets a new job, all right? But yeah, listen, that is hands down the most realistic player that I think would fit into the offense, so would replace Mac Hollins. We could afford him. Okay. And Brandon Beane has a great relationship with the GM over in Carolina. So all of the signs are pointing toward a Deontay Johnson trade. And with Johnson is a dog, not going to lie, don't sleep on him. Listen, his last year with Big Ben, he had like 1,200 yards. And then afterwards, he had Kenny Pickett. I mean, what can you do there? So we can realistically expect a guy and to come in and be a factor on offense when they don't know the offense. Absolutely. Listen, guys, what we can hope for right now is that this Buffalo Bills team is just taking time to gain their chemistry. And we can hope that this is just the normal lull that this team typically hits. It's just how it works. So my question is, why would any receiver want to come here? Brent. Well, here's the beauty of it, Brent. Because they have no choice. It is a trade. It's not free agents. It's not free agency. It is a trade, baby. Why the F and do we keep looking to the Panthers for players and you pick up the trash from a trash team? We will never win. Steven Jordan, I disagree. So also thoughts on playing that safety from the Vikings scene. I mean, we try whatever the hell we can. Okay, with the Deontay Johnson is going to take us to the promised land. I'm all on board now. Hey, Deontay Johnson, baby. Make it happen. Make it happen, baby. It's also thoughts on playing that safety from the Vikings. I'm good. I'm good, man. I am good. And aren't we tired with the aren't we tired with the Panthers connection? I mean, we all are, but what do we have to say about it, right? What do we have to say about it, unfortunately? Well, Johnny, it's not going to be McDermott. You don't fire a coach who is 3-2 and in first place of your division. 71-39 is still great in first place currently. Wide receiver coach change is probably needed. How the hell are they not utilizing Samuel at all? And Hollins needs to be a backup. If the Bills lose to the Jets, McDermott is done. No, he's not. And so are you in an evacuation zone? Mike, I am not. And so did you give you a reaction? All right. And so did you give your reaction for the Jets firing Robert Saleh? I certainly did, Glenn. I certainly did. Basically, so that new head coach bump is a real thing. I really hope that just sort of gets in their heads and they play even worse on Monday night. But stats show that with those teams normally end up rolling out and getting a victory for that new head coach. So I'm sincerely hoping that that's not going to be the case. And so I don't see Bean ever firing McDermott. It's not up to Bean. It's up to Terry Pagula. However, so with what you can say, yes. So with Pagula would have the final say in that, right? But I don't see Pagula doing that. Because look at what he's trying to do with the Sabres. He has never found a good coach for the Sabres, right? He is holding on to Sean McDermott for dear life. I think the only way that Sean McDermott gets fired this year is as if we end up finishing below 500 and miss the playoffs. I think that would be the only way that would happen. And even then, I think it's a stretch. Now, trust me, I'm not a big fan of Sean McDermott. I'm not. And say that it was up to me, you best believe that I would be looking for a head coach like Ben Johnson. Or maybe I would see if Eric Bieniemy would like to come back to the NFL. Some sort of offensive-minded head coach. Switch it up a little bit, right? Like we have gone from Rex Ryan right to Sean McDermott, all defensive-minded head coaches. What can we do? God, please don't even bring up the Sabres. I know. That doesn't scare me. Hate that they fired the coach before the game after we win. Would have worked for me. And the AFC East is so bad, we're not winning. Okay. And the AFC East is so bad, we're not missing the playoffs. Touche. And so Bobby Slowick as well. But listen, so one thing I'll say about Bobby Slowick, soon as when Nico Collins was out, so the Buffalo Bills and Bobby Babbitt really, really shut them down. So right there in the second half. So it was only 3 points right up until that game-winning field goal. So, I don't know. Dan, they don't have the $5 footlongs at Subway anymore. I know I was trying to make an analogy, my friend. When is the trade deadline for possibly getting Johnson? So the trade deadline is November 5th. So might as well watch the game. Might as well watch the game in your tank top instead of coming out in your shirt. Red Furnace, man, when you're this jacked and on damn TRT, I rip this off whenever I want. And so your boy benches 315, fool. You damn right I'm whipping out the taco meat when I damn well please. Very true. So might as well watch the game in your tank top instead of coming out of your shirt. Hey, Dan, what's the news on J17? I will never trust McDermott again, ever. Me neither, Dante. So we've all been patient with McDermott, but not anymore. And the sad reality is that it is still not to improve. Listen, folks, there has never been a head coach and quarterback combination that have been together longer than 5 years that have won a Super Bowl. All right. It's a fact. It is an absolute fact. A head coach and a quarterback that have been together longer than 5 years, if they have not won a Super Bowl in their first 5 years together, they never do it. It's a bona fide fact. So that's something that's pretty tough. So Eric Bieniemy should get hired just as a GP. Josh didn't have a concussion. Shut up. And I think there might be something wrong with Josh Allen. Maybe he's not getting laid recently. I don't know. But listen, so Haley Steinfeld really needs to whip out that Gluck Gluck 9000 for my boy, all right? Get him out of there. Or maybe you don't, all right? Maybe you don't. Because let me tell you what. I've read studies that if a dude splooges, his entire mental's messed up that day, right? Because men are hunters, right? And soon as when we are hunting the meat, pause. So we're hunting it and we get it and we're full, so lay back. Maybe he's getting laid too much. Maybe Josh Allen is having sex too much. It's true. Listen, do me a favor, all right, guys? Next time you're at your house, wake up in the morning, beat off, and see how unproductive you are for the rest of the day. Beat off first thing in the morning tomorrow morning. See how unproductive you are tomorrow. It's true, dude. Maybe he's beating off too much. Maybe he's getting laid too much. I don't know. And they're Chi, as the monks say, yes, we need short hair Josh back. Yo, Dad, you're my guy. I just be trolling you, bro. Yes, Red Furnace, you're the man, dude. I love you too, man. Listen, dude, I love you guys. And so, I think I'm going to pass on that. Well, hey, listen, don't participate in the case study, but I promise you it's correct. Dan, what do I do if I already do that? All right, Del Rey, don't do it and see how productive you are, all right? It's true. It's true, man. Don't do it tomorrow morning and see how productive you truly are, all right? It's absolutely correct. Hey, Dan, what's up, Vivian? How you doing? I am so productive lately. It's probably because you haven't been jerking your meat, man. I just came from bot stream. Firing midseason smart. No, but when is it enough? If we get hosed 31-17 or 27-10, change is needed before it's too late. Dan, you're going to make me a millionaire. Dude. Hey, listen. If people want to participate in the case study, come back on Friday and let me know. All right? Just semen retention until Friday and tell me how productive you are, all right? You are going to see a massive increase. By Saturday, you're probably going to hit the ceiling, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, ladies, if you're watching this and this is getting into an uncomfortable conversation. However, I'm a weird dude, all right? So welcome. All right, so that was the Zen moment of the day, proudly sponsored by Lil's Mafia. Beating off too much is putting a strain on his throwing arm. It has to get stronger. So we're cranking monkeys in here on a Tuesday. Maybe. Let's beat the Jets, go 4-2. Josh is probably more hurt than he is letting on. When he has bad games, that's usually why, but they will never tell us that. So my source, hairdressers of wives around the team, let me know, dude. We ain't beating the Jets. How is Dick Dermott still have a job after a bad coaching Sunday because we're 3-2 and we're on top of the division? And so am I a browser stream? No, not at all. This kid's brother. Say you were part of the VASE study in all of the roundtable chats, but don't explain. Say you were a part of the case study. Dude, have you been a part of the case study? You're right, dude. Listen, let me know. All right, guys, listen. Let me know of the case study. And for everybody that is going to be a part of the case study until Friday, let me know your productivity. All right, let's go. This kid's brother, Dave, and because he's 73-39, so Saleh was really bad, dude, absolutely. Hey, Dad, and can you tell Josh to use his legs more, specifically on third downs and whatever happens, to design run sweeps for Josh? All right, so here's the deal, Drew. I honestly think that Josh Allen's hand is just shattered and it's broken, and he's trying to let it heal. He probably won't be back to normal, honestly, I would say maybe October 27th against the Seattle Seahawks team. And so I think he's just playing scared. It's what it is. And so you can see it in his head because he's trying to make sure that he doesn't get it. Dan, I trust Trubisky. I think Josh should take a game off. Absolutely. And so are there any ideas why Hollins has been a deep threat and not MVS and their roles are flipped? I have no idea. And so how are you feeling about Keon Coleman, Dan? He has like 200 pass yards and 2 touchdowns. This team slowly but surely starts to incorporate rookies. So I think his production is going to go up. I'd say around midway through the season, he'll probably be second in targets, like with each and every single game. And like we'll see his targets go through. I'm gonna be a part of the case study. Holy shit. Oh, dude, what have I done? Oh man, what have I done? It's on a serious note. Why do you think we are dead set on Matt Collins? So this guy has been on multiple teams and has done nothing. I mean, Big Rob, I'm not particularly sure, man. I just think it's because we have to. Like, so we couldn't afford sort of bringing anybody else. So here's the deal, guys, right? My theory was that we had every intention of keeping Stephon Diggs, right? So what our plan was to still have Stephon Diggs on this team and then also end up drafting a wide receiver like a Keon Coleman, right? But then I guess it just ended up getting so bad leading up right before that free agency market ended up hitting that. So what Bean just said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out. It's basically what it was. I think Matt Collins, we brought him in because we still thought that Diggs was going to be a part of the equation, right? Like he was on the Bills' radar. And once Diggs was out, which was unplanned, I certainly believe that this departure was unplanned, but Bean just had enough and he said, whatever, just go. It's just a matter of what we have on the roster right now, man. It sucks, but I suppose it is what it is. But say that we do go out and trade for a wide receiver, it's going to be so to replace Mac Hollins' role within this offense. He's still a great special teams player, but that's basically what we're going to be doing. Will Ed Oliver be back for Monday Night Football? Keith and Suzanne, I will tell you what. So the Buffalo Bills are going to be running with a full bill of health on Monday Night Football, of course, with the exception of everybody that is on IR and the Von Miller suspension. This entire team will be fully healthy, which is certainly ideal. Mac Hollins is so bad. I'm just saying that Samuel catches that deep ball Sunday. Listen, man, I think that Samuel just like hasn't been being utilized properly. So when I see him out there balling with Carson Wentz, I feel like Brady just hasn't unleashed him or like he hasn't figured out a way to use him. He's a wild dude. I just don't feel like he had like his targets. Like, don't forget, like watching that Houston Texans game this Sunday, that last throw attempt from Josh Allen. So with Curtis Samuel, he had that DB burned. Like he was right in the middle of the field. It was a perfect route. It was absolutely beautiful. But with Josh Allen, just missed him. Like he absolutely burned that DB. That would have converted for a first down, and we would have went into overtime if Josh made a good throw. And yes, he did end up getting bumped, and he did end up getting hit when he released that football. But that route from Curtis Samuel, if Josh were to make a good throw, like he burned that DB. Like we would have went into overtime. 0 questions asked. So it's just how it is. And Samuel does have speed. He does. And so dude runs a 4.3. Like dude runs a 4.3, 4.4. So let the gun slinger sling. Absolutely. We run the ball and go to overtime. No, because we have a lot of injuries and we just played 2 great teams. People need to relax. With Deontay Johnson, Samuel, and Shakir would sound like someone, so it would always be open. Got to make it happen. I like Deontay Johnson. And surprisingly enough, it's not a name like Devontae Adams. It's not a name like Amari Cooper. Although that right now where it stands, folks, because one thing that also pissed us off last week was the drops that we saw from all over this team. With Amari Cooper, he currently leads the league in drop passes. So something to think about. Something to think about, man. Sean needs to go, and Brady needs to figure it out. And Allen will be better, but Sauce is covering Shakir, so Kincaid, Knox, and Cook are going to make it happen. Folks, do me a favor. Smash that like button as you come in and subscribe to the channel, folks. We want 30,000 subscribers. I'd say by mid-November. That's my goal, baby. 30,000 subscribers by November 17th. And I promise you, out of 482 of you watching this, 259 of you on YouTube and 222 of you on X, there are at least 200 of you that are not subscribed right now. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and turn on bell notifications. I am live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST, and I put out a bunch of content on a variety of different platforms. So certainly ride with me, because I'm going to be your therapy, and I am going to be your hype man, your therapist, your friend, your enemy. It is what it is. Listen, I know that I am an interesting personality to deal with, all right? I can almost guarantee you 50% of you hated my guts before I started to grow on you. That's how life is, all right? I am the toxic boyfriend of Buffalo Bills content creators, all right? It is what it is, but I have always loved you guys. I have always loved you guys, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yeah, that's the main reason he's not with the Steelers. So I think Amari Cooper has proven so to be a solid wide receiver. He's just struggling early on. So Z-Type, I'll tell you what about Amari Cooper. He has been known for his drops. Like right now, while he leads the league in drops, this is not something that's new to his career. He kind of always has. And with Johnson, so we have to ask ourselves this question, right? His last year with Ben Roethlisberger, he put up close to 1,200 yards. Solid route runner. He's one of the best route runners right in the league. But then Big Ben retires. So then they end up going over to Kenny Pickett for a year, then Mason Rudolph, then more Kenny Pickett. And then he ended up going over to Bryce Young and now Andy Dalton. In fact, I'm kind of curious to see what his numbers have been since the Red Rifle has been throwing him the football. Yeah, look at this. Come here. So this is the thing, right? So this is a guy who's still 28 years old, right? Then when you can see that, versus the Raiders, right? So 8 receptions for 122 yards, 7 receptions for 83 yards, 11.9, 39 long, 1 touchdown. He's been collecting over there for Carolina. He really has. So I don't know. And so I have the Hurricane Milton heading my way. Pray for me. Dude, David, sincerest prayers, my friend. I am in Florida as well, but I am in the Panhandle. And for some reason, it is not even touching us. We're not even getting so much as any rain. But you will certainly stay in my prayers, man. Stay safe. Get the fuck out of there. This is no joke. And I certainly will make sure that you and your family are in my prayers, and everybody that is dealing with that, because that is absolutely heartbreaking. And so we could probably get Johnson for a 5. I mean, dude, honestly, man, he'd be cheap as hell. His salary right now. So where it stands right now, he's getting paid $388,000 per game that he's still on the roster for the Carolina Panthers. So I think there's $5 million left on his contract. And this Panthers team is so desperate to rebuild and start from scratch, because Bryce Young is not the answer over there. They are definitely going to hit the drawing board again for a quarterback. They need draft capital. So I wouldn't be surprised as well if, for example, they eat a lot of that salary in return for some draft picks for the future. I could certainly see that. I'd be happy with Johnson, Cooper, Adams, someone, bro. We just need another wide receiver. Cooper is ass. So you're saying Shakir, Oliver, and Johnson are all back on Monday night? Yes, they are. Full bill of health for the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. And so do you think we actually pick up a receiver soon? B, I hope so. I certainly hope so, bro. But it's Brandon Beane we're talking about, right? It's Brandon Beane we're talking about. Is dude going to be cheap? I really hope dude's not cheap. If not Johnson, are there any free agent wide receivers that are decent? So we have Marco. So one that's interesting is Hunter Renfrow, but he's a slot receiver. So is Khalil Shakir. I don't see Brandon Beane spending assets on somebody that would be second in the depth chart to a starter, right? He's looking for an actual starter, on the outside. Particularly, he is looking for a replacement to Mac Hollins on the outside. That is what I think he should be looking for. Bean needs to lock the fuck in. Absolutely, he does, man. David, get out of here. And so Uber is doing free transport for people that are stuck. Google it. Whoa, man. We have some people in here arguing. Oh, what's going on? We not getting Adams. Bean is not doing that. Dan, lay off the blow. No, dude. That is in my past, bro. I do have a lot of hairs in my nose, though, and it's been bothering the hell out of me. I need one of those nose trimmers. You know what I mean? I'm sorry if I've just been like picking my nose for the past like 5 minutes, but these hairs are bothering me. No laser for your boy, okay? Listen, I have grown up. I'm no longer in college. Damn. I just have an itchy nose, baby. That's all it is. Bills have to learn how to use Keon Coleman like Seattle uses DK, and the Bills receivers have separation disorder. I agree with that. Micah Hyde might need to come back, man. Bills safety is so lost. I mean, he's old, though, too. Bail out Ruggs. I don't give a shit. Bail out Ruggs right now, man. Henry Ruggs, where are you at, guys? 475 of you in the chat right now. I love you. And is everybody still eating? No, we're starving over here, the South TV. We were starting over here, man. I can tell you that. It's that TRT kicking lay off my man at his gates. Thank you, bro. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys, listen, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be live on BetUS TV's The Huddle at 3 p.m. EST. If, for example, you are not familiar with that, it is the show that myself, Richie, and TD Finstalk do for BetUS TV Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. EST. I will have that. I will be on there. We will be unpacking everything Robert Saleh, all of the recaps of week 5, starting to tease some matchups for week 6, and then go from there. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe if you have not already. Like I said, 487 of you in here already. I can almost guarantee that 200 of you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel right now. So certainly do that for your boy. And I will see you later this afternoon. That's right. In fact, you know what? I will probably be live again as well. See you guys soon, and go Bills.